Here on Michael Myers Monday Live, we celebrate Michael Myers. And tonight, we're celebrating some of the songs that celebrate Michael Myers. Now, I'm not talking about songs featured in the Michael Myers movies. We've talked about those before, and there's a lot of great ones. And that's a whole different playlist. What we're talking about here tonight are songs that are specifically lyrically about Michael Myers, or at least this franchise. And we're not even talking about the other subcategory of Michael Myers songs, which is shout outs, because there's a ton of those. There's almost countless amount of those. So many songs where they just mention Michael Myers somewhere in the lyrics. Now, a lot of those are great too. And on a different night, we'll have that discussion about those. But tonight, we're going to focus on just a couple of my favorite and what I consider to be most notable songs, the best songs about Michael Myers, the best Michael Myers songs. And there might be more than you realize. I'm sure there's probably more than I realize. This is not even all of them that we're going to talk about tonight. I have included a playlist where you can find all of the ones I've accumulated, but even that playlist, I'm not going to sit here and say is all of them because there's tons and there's always more being written. And of course, this is a discussion, so I invite you to chime in with your picks and favorites, and when it's said and done here, the ones that I might have missed that you know and love. So we're gonna start off, and again, I can't play the songs here tonight because I don't want to get into copyright infringement problems. But what we can do is we can look at some of the artwork of some of the albums that on which these songs are featured. All right, so up first, we are taking it all the way back to 1984, and the band The Meteors. Their song, simply titled Michael Myers, appears on their 1984 album Stampede, and it is just a fun kind of punk rock song, loosely based on the films. It is called Michael Myers. They are clearly talking about our Michael Myers, but they do play it a little bit loose in the lyrics about some of the facts. Like at one point, they kind of say that the 1978 killings happened in 1974 because it rhymes better with the lyrics, I guess. But in any case, it is a celebration of Michael Myers. It's a fun, short little 1980s um, horror influence punk song celebrating Michael Myers. And it is, I believe, the earliest one of these Michael Myers songs that we have uncovered. But that's not the only time that this particular artist, that the Meteors dove in to Michael Myers and took a little drive into the Haddonfield city limits. Because a few years later, in 2001, on their album Psycho Down, they would do another Myers inspired song, this one called Halloween Scream. And this song, if you haven't heard it, it's doesn't have lyrics about the movies. It doesn't have any lyrics, in fact. Is the song is entirely sampled by the Halloween 4 theatrical trailer. So you literally have the narrator, you have screams, and you have even Loomis speaking at the end. Again, it's a fun, almost surf punk rock instrumental, pretty much. It is an instrumental, but with some really cool samples of one of the best trailers in the history of this franchise, I might argue. So the Meteors kicking us off with double feature Michael Myers and Halloween Scream. And again, all these songs I'm talking about you can find in the playlist I put in the description here. It's a public playlist on my own personal Spotify, and it's just called Michael Myers Songs. All right, next up, we can't talk about Michael Myers songs, song references, or just Michael Myers in music without talking about Tech Nine. He is a legendary, iconic rap artist and a notorious Halloween Michael Myers fanatic. He routinely wears a mask, like you see here, that is a bit of a Myers throwback. And 10 years ago, in 2015, he put out one of the definitive, in my opinion, Michael Myers songs ever put out. It is called, quite fittingly here for our discussion on Michael Myers Monday, Triple M. That's right, it is called Triple M. In his case, he's called referring to Michael Myers Mask, but yeah, it also works as a theme song for us here on Michael Myers Monday Live. It is awesome. The lyrics are insane. I mean, his rap skills are insane, but you need to look up the lyrics if you never have. He references not just Michael Myers, the whole song is about Michael Myers, as the title indicates, but he references everybody from the great Mustafa Akkad to the late great Deborah Hill to, of course, Carpenter, Malik Akkad, William Shatner. I mean, he's calling out the original Shatner mess. So good, so good. Laurie Strode, all of it. It's all in there, and it is just one of my favorite musical odes to the shape. Tech Nine, and it's far from his only one. Again, he's routinely mentioning, shouting out Michael Myers and in his songs, but you've got to check out Triple M if you never have. It is so good. All right, this next one is actually one that I just discovered, and the band is Blitzkid. They're actually from West Virginia, and again, they're a rock band, kind of modern punk a little bit. I say modern. I'm old, so anything like 20 or 30 years old, I still almost consider modern pretty much. But but no, Blitzkid, this is their, again, throwing it way back to 2001. They put out a great Myers inspired song called Myers 1031, and I highly recommend it. It is, again, the most recent addition to my Michael Myers songs playlist because I only recently discovered it, but it is damn awesome. And this cover for the album, their 2001 album, Let Flowers Die, that is I believe the original Frankenstein adaptation ever put on film, like the pre-Universal silent film era Frankenstein. What a haunting image. Love them for that too. All right. Up next. Now, Rob Zombie. A lot of people might not know, or they might have forgotten about Rob Zombie wrote a song and released a song all about Michael Myers, his Michael Myers in particular, from his remake and its sequel. The song, titled simply Michael, it was released on his album Hellbilly Deluxe 2, the sequel, and it was released in 2010, and it is exactly that. It is his song about inside Michael's head. And just like his films, especially H2, the song lyrically goes inside Michael's head. Yes, the white horse is in the song and so much more. And it even includes a little bit clip of dialogue of Sherry speaking as Deborah Myers and young Michael in that movie, Chase Wright Bannock. So again, now I admit I am a Rob Zombie fan of his films, but of his music as well. Especially though his early stuff, like even going back to the days of White Zombie, his band before he was a solo artist. That's when I first got into his music, and that's my favorite stuff. And his first two solo albums. Um, this song, I mean, it's good. It's creepy. I can't say that it rocks as hard as some of his other stuff, but it is a very creepy, just kind of moody song. And again, just a fascinating glimpse into Zombie's version of Michael's mind. And now we talked about this last week, but going from Rob Zombie's Michael Myers, we have to at least also, we'd be remiss if we didn't shout out our friend Dave Farrick, the only artist, musical artist slash actor to have portrayed Michael Myers and then also released a song about Michael Myers. And that's what he gave us just this month in October of 2025. His latest song is called Killa. That's Killa, if you want to look for it. Again, it's on the playlist, but this is Dave, even in his music video, rocking a familiar looking clown mask. And yeah, the song, he's literally rapping about being Michael Myers and killing. Now, talking about Michael Myers songs could not be complete without one of my favorite artists. Just in general, he's got a ton of great stuff, but I'm talking about Wednesday 13. And one of the tracks that really got me into Wednesday is his 2006 track, simply titled Haddonfield. It is a classic track as far as I'm concerned. It is so catchy, so fun, and he basically lays out the whole story of Halloween 78. Loomis, Laurie, they're all in it. It's awesome. And if that wasn't great enough, he followed it up in 2022, right around the time that Kills was released, with an actual sequel to the song. The original Haddonfield came from his '06 album, Fang Bang. The sequel, Return to Haddonfield, comes from his 2022 album, Horrifier. Both awesome songs, in my opinion. Again, I'm a fan to begin with of his music. He's got so many songs written about and inspired by our favorite horror movies. These two specifically are all about Michael Myers and Haddonfield. Gotta love that. And finally, of course, we have to talk about Ice Nine Kills. Just like Wednesday 13, they have countless tracks that are devoted to celebrating the icons of horror, our favorite horror classics. So many great ones. On their album, The Silver Scream from 2018, they gave us one of the greatest Michael Myers songs ever with Stabbing in the Dark. It is typical Ice Nine Kills, if you know the band, which means a catchy, hooky chorus that just gets in your head and some insane extreme metal with a healthy dose of cinematic lyrics. And it's great. It's absolutely one of the best ones on this whole list. And I'm not giving them to you in any particular order, but personally, I like all these songs, and I definitely recommend you check them out if you haven't. And a special shout out to the acoustic version of Stabbing in the Dark, which I also highly recommend and is also definitely on our Michael Myers songs playlist. It too is equally awesome, but even more haunting, more, well, it's darker, and I don't know, I kind of prefer it sometimes. Um, One more honorable mention. It's not about Michael Myers, and it doesn't mention Michael Myers, but it does celebrate our favorite neighboring town to Haddonfield, with that being Santa Mira. That's right. The band Cauldron gifted us with an amazing track called Santa Mira from their album In Ruin. It rocks. And yeah, they are talking, they don't call out Cochrane and Silver Shamrock specifically, but they talk about the masks, they talk about the children going missing. It is awesome and it rocks. I highly recommend it, and it totally makes the Michael Myers songs playlist, even though it's not specifically about Michael Myers. It gets in there as an honorable mention because it's Santa Mira, and how many songs are about Halloween 3? Far fewer. Sick cover art too. Now, like I said, this is far from all of the songs about Michael Myers that are out there in existence. And it's not even beginning to touch the many songs that have given Michael Myers and or this franchise in some way some kind of shout out in the lyrics over the years. But these are some of my favorites, some that I recommend you check out if you didn't know about, if you weren't aware of them. And now, of course, I invite you. Tell me about the ones I missed. Remind me. Oh, I'm probably going to feel stupid when you remind me. Tell me the ones I missed. Tell me some of your favorites out of these. Did you learn about any of these in this report, in this roundup, or were you already fully aware? Again, I put my own playlist down there, and there's other ones in there as well. There are other ones, including all the shout outs are in there. Not all, but many of the shout outs are included in our playlist. So you'll find them in there as well. So I look forward to continuing this discussion and hope you enjoy adding a healthy dose of Shape Rock into your Halloween playlist this year.